Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Saturday, I'm out here raking leaves, and that is the 17th vehicle that drove by. Yeah, in this really small town. I'm walking to the gate. 17 vehicles. There were about 12 of them that drove in that direction. Some singly, some two at a time. You know how it works. And then some of the same vehicles, they must park at my neighbor's house. Like she's got a big lot there. They probably park there to get their little ding instructions, you know, the little positive reinforcement bell that tells them to drive in the other direction. So that's basically what's been happening. So that's either the 16th or 17th vehicle. Some of them are the same vehicle. So they all drove all the way to the right, one after the next, after the next. I'm raking leaves out here. I don't have time for this nonsense. And then they start driving back in the other direction. And I posted a video last night of some information about a burn cream, a radiation burn cream that I located on Amazon. Haven't tried it yet, but all the ingredients look A-OK. Here comes another criminal. That car already drove to the right. Now it's driving back to the left. There's not a hell of a lot to do in this town. Okay, so you've got a gas station, the banks are closed. You got a couple of convenience stores down there. How many times does somebody have to drive back and forth, right? So that's either 17 or 18. I'm losing track now. It's just getting ridiculous of how many vehicles have driven back and forth since I'm raking leaves, which is about 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, I've had all those vehicles drive back here. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well on this Saturday. It's very humid here. It's going to be warm today. It's going to be in the low 80s after dipping to the 60s. And here, you know, in the valley, surrounded by all these trees and everything here, it gets really wet. I mean, literally, the water is dripping off the houses. The leaves are soaking wet. The grass is wet. Everything is wet, wet, wet. And we know we haven't had any rain yesterday. We had no rain yesterday. The rain stopped, but it's still extremely humid. And I just want to show you what they did to my gate. You see here, they scraped all the paint off 4 times. That's a bun babe. Her hair's up in a bun. She's one of those bun babes. So you can see here what they've done to the gate. And you can see here what they've done to the stone work here. Now this has been systemic. This has been a little bit over time. You can see that they've been taking rocks out. And when I moved here, all the stone was up to here. And now it's all gone. Some of the stone has been tossed into this creek area, unbeknownst to me. And some of them were just too heavy. I couldn't lift them, couldn't bring them back up here. So they remained here, and this is Judge Gabbard's slop mess. We'll give a shout out to Judge Gabbard. Yeah, he's real good. Well, you know, he was complaining in one of the little local newspapers that he's been having health conditions. Well, that's what happens when you're a loser. You lie to the public, steal money, right? And, oh, this is really interesting. So one of the long-term residents here who owns a store in town, won't mention his name, but he frequently writes for our little local newspaper here. He's got a column, actually. It's called Shooting It Straight. And at least somebody around here shoots it straight. At least somebody out here notices what's going on and doesn't like it. So he wrote a little article about the transfer station. Now, if anybody knows what a transfer station is around here in Kentucky, it's the dump. It's the local dump. That's where all of our trash goes. And you can have it picked up and pay, you know, a monthly fee for it, or you can drive the trash there to yourself. You know, if it's only a couple of bags, it's for free. And if it's more than that, you're going to have to pay, you know, by pound or something like that. So anyway, I think it's a whole year already. Judge Gabbard did another stupid thing, right? So we had a guy and his wife. He had a little local business, and he did a good job. He did a really good job. He didn't have good equipment. He didn't have like a whole billing department or anything like that. But he always got the work done. And after all the years that I had been living here, he asked for a raise. I think he just wanted like $2 per person per month, or $1 per person per month, which is very reasonable, considering he had not increased his rate for like the 4.5 years that I was here. And he always picked up the trash. He never not picked up the trash. And he was always cordial when you spoke to him on the phone, etc. In fact, I gave him Christmas bonuses, you know, which miraculously the last one got lost in the mail, never found. But anyway, just another coincidence. So anyway, Judge Gabbard decides, nah, we're not going to pay you the increase. Instead, we're going to be narcissists and control freaks and buy our own dump trucks. So he ended up spending don't quote me on the price. It turned out to be a lot of money, $26,000, let's say, for a couple of dump trucks, which we didn't need to buy. And then when you own property like that, you have to pay insurance on it, and then you have to pay drivers. The previous guy was the driver. He had his own equipment. He did his own maintenance. It didn't cost us any more to have him. All he wanted was a couple of dollars more a month. They refused to give it to him, but they spent all this money on equipment, had to get insurance, and then they complained that, oh, the billing is too much. We have to hire somebody to do the billing. Oh, but we can't just do the billing like by an Excel spreadsheet. We've got to buy a whole software program to do the billing, you know, thousands of dollars. And then after all this is in place, what do? They increase the rate to consumers anyway, right? It jumped from, I think it was $16 a month to $18 a month. I'm sure it's going to go up again too. But anyway, it turns out that the garbage wasn't being picked up. And often. And I finally called and I found out that those dump trucks that the judge bought at a discount price, they were used, they kept breaking down 6 times. They kept breaking down. They had to take them off the road and repair them. Another expense, another Judge Gabbard blunder. So yeah, so that's what happens here. Oh, here, this is what the criminals do overnight. Let me show you. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Oh, spider web. Can you see that? Every morning I wake up, there are spider webs in the corners. Right there. You can see it. You gotta get that down. Because it's the witchcraft. You know, the bitches come out at night. Put their little witchcraft everywhere. They spread little spiders everywhere. So, yeah, so that's what happened here. So anyway, this guy shooting it straight with a column in the local newspaper was complaining about it. And they started to harass him for complaining about it. Yeah, they started to harass him. I'm just going to... This is going to get black here, guys. So I'm going to put my phone down. It needs to be charged. They started to harass him for complaining about it. Yeah. And so he started talking about it in the local newspaper about how they were harassing him. What he did is he first filed a complaint, and then he did a FOIA request. Because the judge kept complaining that, oh, there's so much trash, it keeps increasing exponentially every year. We've got so much more trash this year than last year, the year before. Well, through a FOIA request, that turned out to be untrue. Another lie. Another lie. Count, always lies. Everybody around here is a liar, a hypocrite, okay? So anyway, this shooting it straight guy appear to be harassed by our local government. Yeah, almost like they're a gang stalking him, right? Now, this is a guy that's got a business in town. He's been here forever. He writes in the local newspaper, and they allow him to do it. Unlike me, every time I have tried to write or publish anything in the past, I've been boycotted. So that's why I created my own Facebook page called the name of my town, Uncensored, and I have control of it. So anyway... So then the next time I read his column, he's being like all apologetic and stuff. Evidently, his complaint did some good because they finally cleaned up the dump, the transfer station. and it was a little bit better. Although I haven't seen it, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just hearing what he has to say. So, and then he was being conciliatory towards the judge and thank you and all this BS. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's all bullshit. Around here, if you complain about your local government, what they're doing with your tax dollars or not doing, you get harassed by people. The people around here don't want to change. They don't want to change for the better. They don't realize that if you're improving your home and your home sells for more money, it increases the value of everybody's home. Yeah, it increases the value, but they don't care. Most of the people around here, they inherited their land from their fathers, their grandfathers, down the low. So they got it for free. And we all know when you get too much stuff for free, you don't appreciate it. Right? So anyway, that's my little rant for Saturday morning. And the gang stalker parade down the county road. I counted 16, 17, maybe even 18 vehicles, some of which were the same. They drove in one direction, parked, and then drove back in the other direction. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, exposing one criminal at a time. And just remember, later this evening, I have the chat. I'll see what time it is. The birds are going in earlier, like they're in by 8 o'clock now, so it's like hallelujah. And so probably sometime around 10. It may or may not be a little bit earlier, I'm not sure. But that's what it's going to be for now. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'll talk to you guys later.